Once upon a time, in a land far away, there was a peaceful and beautiful forest filled with tall ancient trees. Golden sunlight gently filtered through the thick branches above, casting warm dancing rays upon the soft forest floor. Colorful birds sang their sweet melodies in the fresh morning air, while soft wind whispered through the green leaves. Right beside this enchanted forest lay a mysterious lake, its water so clear and pure, like precious sparkling crystal. The magical lake perfectly reflected the bright blue sky above, creating a stunning mirror of peaceful tranquility. Deep within this ancient forest stood a small old wooden hut, looking humble and worn from many long years of harsh weather. This tiny simple cottage belonged to a very poor woodcutter who lived all alone with nothing but a kind and honest heart. Every single day, he worked so hard just to survive, yet he always remained gentle, kind, and true to his honest nature. Early every morning, when the golden sun began to rise, the young woodcutter woke up inside his small, humble wooden hut. He stretched his tired body, took a deep breath of fresh air, and prepared himself for another long, hard day of work ahead. The woodcutter picked up his old rusty iron axe, the only precious tool he owned, and held it firmly in his strong hands. With steady steps, he walked out of his cottage and headed deep into the quiet forest to find good trees for cutting wood. He swung his iron axe with great strength again and again, chopping the thick tree trunks under the warm, bright sunlight. Sweat dripped down from his forehead as he worked so hard without rest, yet he never once complained about his difficult life. The woodcutter paused for a moment to wipe his face, looking at the pile of wood he had cut with a proud, gentle smile. Though his life was poor and full of hardship every single day, his heart remained pure and kind, always honest and true. On this particular day, the woodcutter walked further than usual and found himself standing right beside the beautiful lake. He discovered a perfect tall tree growing very close to the water edge and decided this would be a great one to cut down. The woodcutter raised his old iron axe high above his head and began to swing it down hard toward the thick brown trunk. He chopped and chopped with all his might, each powerful strike making loud sounds that echoed across the peaceful, quiet lake. But suddenly, as he swung the axe with too much force, the old wooden handle slipped right out of his sweaty, tired hands. The iron axe flew through the air in a high spinning arc, heading straight toward the deep, crystal-clear water of the lake. With a loud splash, the precious axe hit the water surface and quickly sank down into the dark, mysterious depths far below. The woodcutter watched in complete horror and shock as his only tool disappeared beneath the rippling waves without any trace. The poor woodcutter immediately rushed to the edge of the lake and stared down into the deep, dark water with desperate eyes. He knelt down on the muddy ground and reached his arm deep into the cold water, trying hard to feel for his lost axe below. But the lake was far too deep for him to reach the bottom, and his precious iron axe had already sunk completely out of sight. The woodcutter searched around the shore frantically, hoping somehow the axe might appear, but there was nothing to be found. Slowly, he gave up all hope and sat down heavily on a large rock by the water, his whole body trembling with sadness and fear. He buried his face deep into his rough hands and began to cry softly, tears rolling down his weathered cheeks, one after another. That old iron axe was everything he had in this world, his only way to work and earn enough money just to buy simple food. Without his axe, he could not cut any wood to sell, and he would surely starve alone with no one in the world to help him. As the woodcutter sat crying by the water, something very strange and magical suddenly began to happen right before his eyes. The calm surface of the lake started to glow with a soft, mysterious blue light that grew brighter and brighter each passing second. Gentle ripples spread across the glowing water in perfect circles, and tiny, sparkling lights floated up slowly into the cool air. The woodcutter stopped crying and watched in complete amazement as the magical light rose higher and higher above the water surface. From within the brilliant glow, a beautiful spirit began to appear, rising gracefully from the depths of the enchanted crystal